Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. My name's Tom Novak, and we got pots from Roy that he says I can have, and a Calamondin orange seedlings we're going to transplant. Today's 9/1 of 21 at 69 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius. But before we get into the orange, this is one pot right here from Roy. And it's a heavy one. It must be solid stone. It was an old pump pot. There's a hole in here, so I can probably plant something and maybe take this out and put something in there. And then in the bottom, I'll have to find like a nice ground cover to just lay it in here and just let it grow. Drill a couple of holes for drainage and we see what happens. But that's there it is. I think you can see it a little better. That's the pot. I mean, it's a pretty good looking pot. It's got a lot of detail on it, the birds and everything, the bridge. So we'll see what we can do with that. So let me get this one out of the way, because this thing's got to be at least 25 pounds. I think the rock on it is what's doing it. Here's the next pot. Oop, there we go. Let me bring the camera in closer so you can see it. This is another pot. That was a water pot. So I'm going to have to try to drill some holes in here and put a ground cover in here. And maybe take this fountain part out and see how deep the hole is. And probably try to get a little tree in there too. And maybe just a ground cover. There it is. That's where the pump is. The pump don't work and it's in there solid. So I'll probably have to try to take it out. I have some old pumps. Maybe I can get it to work and just put some a waterfall in here. Well, we'll see what we can do, but if not, I'll see what I can put in it. I think a nice ground cover, if we can't get the pump to work, and just dig all this stuff out, clean it up real good. But this is all winter ideas, so we can see what we can do in the spring to put something in there. So let me put this pot on the side. There we go. Let me get my turntable up. I found this dish. It's an old microwave oven dish. So it gives me more stability on my turntable. And this dish is the dollar store dishes I like, because it's got a nice lip so if water drains, and you can run all over the place. So let's get this a little closer so we can see what I'm doing. Now the Calamondin orange likes full sun, lots of water and fertilizer for the summer months, and likes a slightly acidic soil. And in the wintertime, don't let it drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. So today I'm going to use just a fast draining acidic soil on the acidic side. We're going to use 1 part worm castings, 1 part peat moss, 3 parts pine bark, 1 tablespoon each of Micus and Asus beneficial bacteria. And here is my seedlings. I'm going to try to fit them in 1 pot. Let me just see how the roots are. This is the pot I'll put it in. It's an old pot, but it'll survive for now, just till we get it growing. So I don't know if we get it in. We'll see how much roots are on this. And there's our resident mint. Pull that out because I got plenty of mint growing all over the place. And it's pineapple mint. So let's put that out of the way. So let's get these out. We'll dig it out of the pot real slow. Just digging it out. I'm going to try to fit them all three in one container. Oh, maybe not. This one looks like a multiple. Oh, I cannot believe this. Now that I'm digging them out, that was my fast draining mix with all the perlite in it. You can see what I planted them in. But I cannot believe this. We got 1, 2, and a cluster here. Let's take them apart. You never know what you get in here. And with the screen, they grew right through the screen. That's terrible because now you get the roots all entwined in there. So let me see what we can do. See how the screen entangled them? So maybe I have to use a paper towel again. Let me see if I can cut the screen just to peel them out. But you never know what you run into. Nigel Saunders, I know you had the same predicament with your trees. There we go. There's another one, and this one is really grown right. The root and everything grew right through the screen. So, let me take our peroxide dip, and we got enough feeder roots here, so I'm just going to cut it off right there to get that screen out of there. So we got enough feeder roots there. I mean, we got a whole bunch of trees. Oh, I didn't think we had that many. I thought we only had 3. And look at this one, it's all clustered. So I'm going to have to find some more pots for these guys. So, what do? I'm going to put the soil back in here for now. Put them in until I think I got some more eggs like this, then I can put them in and just fluff them out a little bit. Oh, I cannot believe this. They caught me off guard. Amazing. Okay. Well, this perlite mix really worked. With the sand. I got sand in here with this one. So, how are we going to do this? First, let me get my spray bottle and wet the roots so they don't dry out. Leave these guys in there, I'll give them a little squirt. This little guy, you know what? I got these little aquarium pots, I can put them in there. The little guy. Let me show you my acid-free mix. There we go. There's our mix. Nice little fine pine bark and stuff. So I'm going to put some in here. And for the smallest one, this will be like a good training pot for it. Just going to put a little in there. See, I mixed enough soil, figuring I'd have one pot, and they surprised me. All the seeds took. I can't believe all the seeds in that one. My goodness. Well, wonders ever cease. So now I'll just rinse it in. Now, Joanna from Smallscapes had these little pots too, so that's a good idea for root pruning because it's all aired out. These are what you get your aquarium plants in. There we go. I cannot believe this. Okay, let's put this guy on the side. Put this guy on the side. Now, we'll get our trees and try to put them all in one pot here. Get our mix in. Smooth it out. Let's wet it in a little bit. Now, if you want to see how the bark looks when it's wet, there you go. See how nice it looks? So, here's our bigger tree. And I'm going to take my root pruners, take my peroxide, sterilize them. Now look at this taproot on here. It's all the way down. So we're going to cut it about here because there's nice feeder roots there. We didn't lose much. Put it maybe in a corner here or up front. Let's see how they look. We got to get these other ones in. Now this one's really got a conglomerate of roots. Look at that. Spaghetti roots. But that's the taproot down there, so I'm just going to cut it about there. Got enough root there, and I'm just going to cut the leader off for now. Because I don't want it to grow, I want the roots to grow. And I think I'll do the same with this since we cut a lot off. Take and cut it back to here for our leader, like that. Okay, so we got 2. And here's our other one. Now you can see the taproot, how it curls around from that little egg pot. So we're going to just cut it right about there. And see, we still got a bunch of feeder roots. And we're going to cut right here. Took the leader off, so this way here the roots start to grow. So, let's get some soil in there and start building it up. It'll be like a little forest group planting with Mama in the middle there. But before we can do anything, we're going to raise up the soil a little bit in the middle. Just like that, and put the soil on top of it. And a little more on the back. And now, so there's Papa Bear, there's Baby Bear. Let's get them situated. And Calamondin oranges, they flower and fruit at the same time, so you get a nice little display of flowers. So let's get this guy in there. I don't know if you can see me better. Let's put it down. There we go. Get it about there. Just a little offset. Let me get some more soil so we can stand this little guy up. We gotta get him so his roots start growing. So I got the roots fanned out, down. That one went up, so I'm just holding it down so I can get the roots in. I mean the soil on top of the roots. Let's see what happens. I mean, they grow. These things grew fast. The seeds didn't germinate fast, but once they germinate, I can't believe how fast they grew in the heat. I think the heat did all of this. Okay, let's get these in there a little bit. Let's get a little more soil in there. Just like that. And then I'm going to have to find some more pots for these, that cluster there. I'm going to have to take them apart. Maybe I can get them in a little pot later and just pot them up. So we got it. But this is basically what I'm going to do. Make sure they're straight. We'll get our bamboo skewer and just gently poke. And get a little more soil in there. I got my spoon. Just like that. Just tap it in. Now we got to water it. So what I'll do is I'll take my spray bottle first and wet it in. By doing this, release whatever tension is on the surface so it'll accept the water. Sometimes you'll get a soil mix and you try to water it with your watering can and it just runs right off. But if you do this, you get it started. And then we can take Mr. Elephant and just give him a slight watering in. See how nice it goes in? It's a nice draining soil. Let's get it in the middle more so we can turn it and water it in. There we go. And now we'll just gently tap them in. I think we can put a little more soil on the back side there. Oh, I should have had another pot. But who would have thought we would have had all that? Give it a little bit more water because I love their water. I'm going to put it in a shady spot for a couple of days until it gets situated. And I'm either going to give it after about a week, I'll give it an 022 or 021 fertilizer to start the roots growing with no nitrogen. Because I want the roots to grow. It's getting towards the end of the year. And we just want to start this baby growing. These three sisters, we'll call them the three sisters. And they should flower probably by next year when they get a little bigger. But right now we're trying to keep it on the small side. There we go. Who knew that we had 5, 6, there's 3, here's number 4. Let me water it a little bit more so we can let the water go through all the roots. There we go. What I'm going to have to do is soak it a little bit because I didn't get it all the way through. What I can do is mist it so it gets all the tension off so it'll accept all the water. And now let's see what happens when we water it. I like this mixture. It's a nice fast draining mixture. Drained right out. Look at that. And now we got our own air pruning pot. So if you got an aquarium or you go to an aquarium store, say they got some of these pots that they don't want, what they took the plants out of, use them. I got another one there, but I got a couple of more we can do. I have to find my pots, and I think I'll put them in there. Or a couple, I'll just spread these out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in there. So I'm going to have to take them apart carefully and see what I can do with them later on. I'll have to do it later on in the day. So let's just get these in. Wipe our pot. And you can see how nice the soil looks in there. It's got a nice little woodsy effect. Not bad. Take the old price tag off what Roy was selling plants for. And there we go. See that? They're a little offset. And there's our little Calamondin orange forest. And this guy looks a little rough and wear on and tattered there, but he should be alright, or she should be alright. So, I gotta plant up the other 4 later tonight before I hit the old Sackaroo and listen to some good radio shows and with a cup of tea. So this way here it doesn't sit there, and then I can put them all outside later. And then the pots, that's going to be a winter thought project, because I don't think Roy wants those other 2 pots he gave me. So maybe I can do one as a common, to put some either the baobab trees in there, or I can put my other tree rows in there. Yeah, we'll see. Winter thought. Got any suggestions? Leave them in the comments, especially for these 2 big watering pots that nothing works on them. So I'll take them apart and put some ground cover in there and see what we can get out of it, and maybe a tree on the top. We'll see what happens. So thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today's Wednesday night. It's old time radio night. Check out the old time radio shows. Make yourself a cup of tea. And this is the old mystery shows like Suspense. And as the old saying goes, lights out. There you go, everybody. Don't forget to turn in your old time radio show for lights out. Take care, everyone, and welcome to, and thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors.